Taiwan, I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Tariffs from the U.S., fluctuating currency exchange rates, and AI. Taiwan's business environment has grown turbulent in recent months as challenges mount for the country's entrepreneurs. To answer some of the most pressing questions Taiwanese business will face, industry and government leaders gathered in Taipei to discuss these trends. What to do in an ever-changing and volatile trade environment? That's what Taiwanese business leaders from all over the world are discussing at an economic forum here in Taipei. The country currently faces a growing number of business challenges, from U.S. President Donald Trump's potential tariff levies on Taiwanese goods to widely fluctuating currency exchange rates that have significant implications for the country's export-dependent economy. Businesses here are facing strong headwinds. So it's no surprise that tariffs and exchange rates took center stage at this forum. Beyond that, though, was a discussion about AI and leveraging Taiwan's tech prowess to maintain a competitive edge. One of Wednesday's speakers was the chair of Taiwan's External Trade Development Council and former Foreign Minister James Huang.
就算川普2.0，我相信这个对台商企业来讲，这个也不是一个我们不能面对的这个挑战，而且说不定我们在川普2.0的时候，还能够把台湾推向一个更高峰，创造另外一个经济奇迹。
These external challenges come at a time when internal divisions are dominating the country's political landscape as well. Next weekend, 24 lawmakers from Taiwan's main opposition Kuomintang will face recall votes. Campaigns for and against the recalls are sowing deep divisions among the public. But new Taipei City Mayor Hou You-yi of the KMT called for unity in the interest of the economy here at the forum.
尤其在现阶段，在大罢免的时刻。 我觉得台湾应该放下左右时的对立的冲突，好好的把经济搞好。台湾唯有经济才是最重要的一条路，唯有顾好民生、照顾人民的生活，才是我们该走的路。
The forum will go on for the next 3 days. The hope is that with so many enterprising minds from all around the world in the same space, they can find some clarity moving forward in a tumultuous world. Scott Huang and Leslie Liao in Taipei for TaiwanPlus. Priority seats on Taiwan's public transportation will soon be open to anyone with needs. The legislature has passed an amendment that expands on the current target groups for those seats: disabled people, older passengers, women, and children. The amendment also changes the priority seat's Chinese name from the original Bo'ai, which means benevolence, to Youxian, which means priority and matches the English translation. Passengers can expect the new signage on buses and metro trains by the end of 2025. Prosecutors in Taipei are investigating a university women's soccer coach over allegations she pressured student athletes to donate blood for a study. It comes after lawmakers slammed an education ministry decision to suspend the coach for 2 years, calling the punishment too light. She reportedly threatened to withhold credits, kick students off the team, or delay their graduation if they did not participate in the study. The Education Ministry has also fined the leaders of the study around $17,000 each and banned them from applying for government research grants for 1 year. Collecting blood for research purposes is illegal in Taiwan. Wednesday marks 80 years since the world's first test of a nuclear bomb. As people in Taiwan practice taking cover in air raid shelters during the annual Hanguang exercises, the country and the world continue to live in the shadow of Trinity's mushroom cloud. Bryn Thomas reports.
On July 16, 1945, a blinding flash lit up the sky over New Mexico, visible for miles. Its shockwave still reverberates around the world today.
From this observation tower, scientists watch the result of their years of work. Miles into the air rises the giant shape of the now historic explosion.
The Trinity test, the fruit of a top-secret Manhattan project, was the world's first nuclear blast, but it would not be the last. Less than a month later, the U.S. would drop a smaller atomic bomb on Japan.
One bomb exploding 1,500 feet above the target, leaving no crater. 500,000 people lived in Hiroshima, a town the size of Sheffield. Here and there, an isolated structure reminds the onlooker that here was once a city.
140,000 people died at Hiroshima, vaporized or burned alive, or later dying from the effects of radiation. 3 days later, the bombings of Nagasaki killed 70,000 more. The attacks at the end of World War II marked the start of an 80-year arms race that still shapes global security today.
The houses actually burn before the following blast brings disintegration.
Early nuclear weapons were essentially carefully timed mechanical devices, like world-ending mousetraps. After the Manhattan Project, the real challenge wasn't the science, but the fuel. After all, the Manhattan Project built the Trinity bomb in wooden shacks in the desert, and it didn't take long for others to follow, in the race for ever deadlier weapons of mass destruction.
A brilliance of 500 suns lights hundreds of miles of the Pacific, and the force of 1,000,000 tons of TNT is released. 15 seconds later, the light is still unbearable. Observers may well squint, for they may have witnessed a prelude to world destruction.
8 countries officially have nuclear weapons: the US, Russia, the UK, France, China, India, Pakistan, and most recently, North Korea. Israel is believed to have them, but has never officially confirmed it. China, which has long threatened to take Taiwan by force, tested its first nuclear bomb in the 1960s, pushing Taiwan to attempt developing its own bomb in the early 1970s. But the effort was ultimately halted under international pressure.
Meanwhile, the world asks, if this is the pinnacle of man's creative genius, then surely world peace is not beyond his reach.
80 years since the Trinity test, Taiwan is holding air raid drills as part of its annual Hangguang exercises. In the event of an attack, civilians are expected to take cover in shelters across the country. But against modern thermonuclear weapons, those shelters would offer little protection. If a bomb like the Trinity device were detonated over Taipei, it could level much of the city and kill nearly 200,000 people. By comparison, if one of China's Dongfeng 4 missiles hit the same spot, it could kill over 3 million. And if it were Russia's Tsar Bomba, the most powerful weapon ever detonated, the death toll could reach 6 million.
In seconds, the fireball erupts into a geyser that towers 25 miles into the stratosphere, spreading into a 100-mile-wide mushroom cloud.
Treaties and arms controls have helped reduce the threat of nuclear war, but we are by no means in the clear.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
Агрессию против России со стороны любого неядерного государства, но с участием или при поддержке ядерного государства предлагается рассматривать как их совместное нападение на Российскую Федерацию. Также четко фиксируются условия перехода России к применению ядерного оружия.
Since the start of 2025, there have been multiple conflicts involving nuclear-armed states and their allies. Fighting broke out between Pakistan and India. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is ongoing, and the US has carried out bombing missions in Yemen and Iran, and Israel continues its war in Gaza. And with China stepping up preparations to invade Taiwan, another could be on the horizon. As humanity continues to balance on the tightrope it first stepped onto 80 years ago, it's unlikely we felt the last aftershocks of the Trinity test. John Su and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
And thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally today, let's take a look at a centuries-old royal tradition on the River Thames called swan-upping. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.